Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the New York Jets.
I do.
Alongside my partner Charles
for some
Davis,
reason,
I'm
I
Brandon
really
Gordon. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team.
Into the discussion.
They lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess. They could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week, they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Is that I'm not
from the 32 now. Here's
a big
1st and 10.
Of the showy entertainment aspect.
They go with Leonard Fournette, 3rd-year back from LSU.
Not to say that I
don't on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Because it's very difficult to make a few.
We were just talking about him pregame. 3 tackles for a loss last week. You thought he looked so explosive on film. Starting off good there. Another one in the first quarter.
He's every bit of what you described. And I don't want to make it too simplistic, but right now for him, it's see ball, get ball. And that's what he's doing really, really well. He's doing it in the offensive backfield.
Wrestling.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll be out of bounds
really
right at the 40. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Different types of wrestling. The WWE
looks like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
Basically, is push the absolute limits of all things, go as realistically violent as you can. Be so violent that everything.
Here's Foles. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Style, at least the one that
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter.
So far in terms of the match.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On the jet sweep, here's Westbrook. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
At least for me.
Calling a loss of 2 on the play.
30 years
and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Starting
I like
to
the
watch
idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Monday Night Wars, and the classic wrestling was already undergoing major transformations in WCW. So it didn't necessarily reflect it. But you've at least kind of got a sense of what it probably was.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is good. Boy, just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner.
And I know that
and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
The stuff would still work today.
Does not go up on
not
the scoreboard,
necessarily,
but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the three.
That
they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Because people are now conditioned to see that as part of the moveset.
So here are the Jets under new head coach Adam Gase. They will be led out by their second-year quarterback, the 3rd QB taken in 2018, Sam Darnold.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
A lot of their stuff doesn't
the numbers for Bell on the ground of the game last week.
The key theory that has kind of been lost in the last few years.
And the way they ran the ball last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And all the stuff that
come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Is supposed to be seen as you're trying to pass it off as legitimate.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
The Bucs
tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through.
Best match.
I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Stringent on how far over the top you're allowed to go. They didn't want a comedy-style thing.
Now a first down carry by Bell.
Is probably the most over-the-top
thing. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius brings him down.
New Japan.
And we take a look now at the New York offense.
Wide receiver Robbie Anderson has emerged as a key member of the New York Jets offense. Sure hands and great speed downfield. He helps open up things for their running game inside.
That's beyond the limits of believability, especially considering he's pretty much
on 2nd down. It's Bell, and they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher, sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now, after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10.
Play here.
And to give this time to the tailback. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
So Jacksonville got their score in the first quarter.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Same.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
I would appreciate
it. That's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker is and getting there.
Really think in terms of how to get an entire
back to the ground this time. Montgomery.
Thing is, I don't think a lot of them
it to the
have that ability to do it because there've been so few companies
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
So they think the numbers they're getting are just fine.
They'll run on first down. Bell.
I would like to see
down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
That Ring of Honor gets a little bit more investment
from Sinclair. They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Theory of the day.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'd like MLW to be able to get
now a run. This is
big spot.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
It's
a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
Fourth company that gets on the
if you want more carries,
because they actually do a good
job. He's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
with the fullback here.
They'll run for it with Montgomery. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, Darnold keeps it. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what? Right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one step.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Well, there was no secret there. They were in goal line formation. They wanted to pound it in on 4th and goal, and they did just that.
And how about the challenge? That's a challenge to the offensive line, which they eagerly accept. Haven't met a lineman yet that doesn't want to run the ball more than throw it because they get to fire out and really smack someone. And boy, they got it done. I'm sure they were encouraging them on the sideline. Let's go. And let's run the ball as well. And they put it in for 6.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL Championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out, and he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flies.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Getting up against the halftime whistle here.
Foles. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. On 1st down, it's Darnold. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Yeah, but you're good at it.
Well, I try. All right, I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion. You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make the play on the football.
They go play action here on first down. Open man is Robbie Anderson. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On first down, it's Bell.
The run.
And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. Let's go. On second down, it's Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. In the final seconds of the first half, and the Jets will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Gets fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. So here are the Jets now to take over. They defeated the Patriots last week, now looking to make it 2 in a row here as they come up 1st and 10. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
I would say MLW and Ring of Honor are probably the two companies.
On second down, Montgomery, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Anything philosophical about the rest of it?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Sinclair is a parent company. But
this is Bell. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second and 5 now. Darnold. That one complete to Anderson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He was the leading receiver for the Jets the season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Darnold's throw caught here by Anunwa. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it though. Out of the pistol, it's Bell. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
The biggest issue with
here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Instead,
now Foles, and tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Occasionally you'll get a roll-up, but that's...
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The New York set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Wait till it'll be 43 seconds. I could get this thing going if they don't have to run another play. Certainly not under pressure to do so.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Unnecessary running up the score. I am just fine letting the entire game end, you know? Here we go. Just a few more seconds and the quarter's over. Onward to victory.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Jets on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got a moonwalk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
This is definitely abnormal, I think, for Madden. I've definitely seen people prefer to go with.
They'll run on first down. Bell. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
I'd like to see is, but now that I'm throwing, there's no guarantees. But
a shotgun snap for Darnold. And Anderson's got it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Formation in a while. Maybe they'll try the curls.
The Jets on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Darnold from the gun. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Completes it to Lee. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
They're going to look to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. That's good for 28 yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Foles now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10 on the draw. Here's Blue. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. The throw taken in by Cole. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Kick it from 60 yards.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And finding Keelan Cole. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll drop the throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, but it'll be 2nd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Foles. He's got it.
Good. Didn't get in the end zone.
That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep. 1st and goal. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, You better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get the ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. James O'Shaughnessy, his third touchdown now on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, it's Bell. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Again, it's Bell. And a look at Bell, who remains down after that play. Appears to have gotten shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
The exact opposite of what I needed here. Full strength fullback might be able to help us.
Watch the run. Watch the run. What's up, big? That's big. Check 13.
Now Darnold. The two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Gearing up for their next possession, Nick Foles and the Jags. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustment.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's back to throw.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
This is going to be a wild finish, potentially. Right now, they're too far. If I get them to 4th down, they're not going to be able to do anything.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette.
Got it.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He hits blue. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line.
How that did not.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off,
take note of that. That was
exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still You're wondering, could it happen?
That should have been
possibly,
an automatic
even though
timeout
we
from
both knew
them.
it was a long shot.
Literally 2 seconds, they could at least try to kick it.
So for the Jets, they move back over 500 now at 4-3.
In any case, 4-3.
And they'll have another road date next week
next time.
with the Miami Dolphins.
Almost had 100 yards passing. All right.